What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. KY Knight, here to give you the proper diagnosis and prognosis in all things comics and comic book characters. And again, we are back. You already know what it is. Comic book characters you may or may not know about. Today, we are talking about the beautiful mutant known as Lifeguard, or her real name, Heather Cameron. Now, Heather and Davis Cameron, Davis being her brother, were a lifeguard and surfer, respectively, and they lived at Surfer's Paradise in Australia. Unknown to them was that their father was like a criminal underlord who went by the name Viceroy. After his death at the hands of Lady Mastermind, he left them vulnerable as his kids, of course, and they were attacked. Now, at the time, the third Thunderbird, whose name I believe is Neil, was teamed up with Storm, and they were able to help Heather and Davis avoid being attacked. They, helped them out, and that is when she had actually discovered that she was a mutant, and her mutant ability at that time was to be able to automatically develop whatever power was necessary to save the life that was in danger, including her own. She ended up deciding to go with the splintered X-Men team and join them, and she started a romance with Thunderbird. At some point later, they were sent on a mission to infiltrate a ship belonging to a warlord named Khan, and her skin actually changed to reflect that of someone who was part of the Shire race. And her brother Davis was not really able to see past her new alien appearance, and he ended up leaving the team, and Lifeguard and Thunderbird actually went after him to try to go find him. And it was kind of rumored that they may have had some Shire blood, and this was mainly because of the markings on her face and her skin. He didn't really change. He definitely just saw her change, and he could not get past it at all, which is odd because you're her brother, which means you're the same. So I guess because you didn't change, you felt some type of way. Get over it, let's be serious. So just in case you were unaware of how her reach actually works, when Wanda said no more mutants, she was being very serious. It was a worldwide thing. A lot of people think that when she said no more mutants, it didn't apply to people in certain places, when it quite literally applied to everybody, because Wanda is powerful as fuck. Okay, so during the events of M-Day, Thunderbird and Lifeguard were in Mumbai, India, and they were helping with a mission while also looking for Davis. They were helping with X-Corp, or X-Corporation, and Scott actually sent out a call once the situation with M-Day happened. So once M-Day actually went into full effect, Scott sent out a call and disbanded all of the branches. Didn't matter if it was X-Force, Extreme, X-Corp, it was everybody. No team was operating, because people were quite literally, if they were flying, they were dropping dead. Like, people were either dying or they were losing their powers, or if they were even so, if they were running away from a fucking mob and they lost their powers midway, they were getting killed. Okay, so that whole situation with M-Day kind of just fucked everybody up, right? And so she's actually one of the few people who had retained her powers, and it kind of seems like it may have also been because she may have some Shire heritage that let her keep her powers as well. Even after all of that happened, she still ended up being involved with Thunderbird at the time, and she also ended up joining the X-Men's street team in San Francisco, in San Francisco, come on, Jesus. And but she was never really witnessed in action there. And then she also just kind of ended up joining the Utopian X-Men as well. And then she resurfaced in Krakoa, and she was seen hanging out at the Green Lagoon bar with Jamie Madrox, which is an interesting pairing. But she wasn't seen with Thunderbird, so it's kind of a little mystery about what may have happened there. And as far as I know, she still has not found her brother. As for her powers, she has like danger detection, which means she can detect when a life is in danger, whether they be human or mutant. Whatever person's life is in danger in her immediate vicinity, she can sense that danger, and she automatically gets the powers that she would need in order to save them. And then she also has like kind of like a where she can alter her form as well. And I think it's really interesting how she has her power set up, because her powers are essentially limitless. And so if she needed to fly, she would grow wings. If she needed extra strength, she would grow extra arms, things like that. I actually saw her once listed on a list where she was considered like one of the worst, like having one of the worst mutant powers, which I think is really odd, because if somebody is drowning, human or otherwise, she gets the gills to save them. If she needs to swim faster to save like several people from some sort of underwater attack, say Namor is going absolutely fucking berserk and the Atlanteans are attacking and she needs to save a group of people, she would then get a tail, like a mermaid tail or a fish tail, to go and save those people. And so her powers are quite literally limitless. So how she is listed on this list as having like the worst set of powers, or one of the worst sets of powers, is weird. And I guess it's because it's only if it's in her immediate vicinity, but that also does not take away from the fact that that power is incredible, because while she is sensing that somebody is like in danger, she automatically, without thinking, gets that power, and she learns how to use that power within a few seconds of getting it so that she can save that person properly. So how she's, I think if we see more of her, and I kind of just leads me to my next point, I think if we were to see more of her, then I feel like she could probably end up being Omega level mutant status, because her power is incredible and there's literally nobody else that has something like that. Not at least that I have been able to see as a mutant power. And so like, honestly, I feel like it's not even necessarily that she's a mimic, because she's not a mimic, she's not mimicking anybody, but she is gaining powers instantaneously and then learning how to use them in like 2 to 3 seconds. Rogue can't even do that. Rogue absorbs powers for like a limited amount of time, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she would be either on Rogue's level or above. I truly feel like she could be like an Omega level mutant. That's crazy. Anyway, that is Heather Cameron, aka Lifeguard, and thank you for stopping by the doctor's office.